We're live.
Welcome, Nerds fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the Sports Nerd joins forces with his maniac co-host, whom are a select group of sports nerds with attitude that are known in Nerd Nation as the Rat Pack. These are four of the most foul-mouthed, shit-talking nerds, spitting some sick rips and rants, just enough to make you piss your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd. Right.
Hello, sports fans. What's going on? Eliana is in there on time tonight. She made it right at 7 o'clock. Way to go, Eliana. Yeah.
Hey.
Gentlemen, how we doing tonight?
We doing
good.
Oh, hey, man.
Hey, man.
You guys, they got to see what my life was like 5 minutes before we jumped on campus.
I love it. So happy Sunday. We are here once again to meander our way through the world of sports and whatever else comes up for discussion.
Meander. I like it.
I got my buddy, my co-hosts here are with Elliot, Biggie Lamba, Bob the Bear Man, Pizer, John G. Olson. We are missing Ken tonight. Unfortunately, he's having phone issues, so he will not be joining the show tonight.
Oh, Ken.
I know.
Ken.
You gotta quit with the dial-up shit, Ken.
I know. AOL is 20 years ago, Ken. His internet connection is similar to his choice of, oh, did you know the time back when with this sports guy from the
It's almost the equivalent of Morse code and the smoke signals.
Oh, smoke signals. Dude, Morse code is way too advanced, man. We got to go smoke signals, man. Hi, Ken.
Come on. Dang it.
So what's going on?
Not much. How we doing, guys?
I'm living the dream. Dreaming to live. Haven't figured it
Well,
out yet.
I know you wanted to talk about Mike Golick.
Yeah, I'm going to open the show tonight with a little homage to Mike Golick Sr. For ESPN. And hang on a second. I got to get rid of this guy. Hang on. Sorry. And the reason for that is because he has been the co-host of the ESPN morning show for 22 years.
On the radio.
For ESPN. And Friday was his last show after 22 years on the radio. And he really got treated kind of bad by ESPN on the way out the front door, because he heard it through the press that his show was not being renewed after the end of July. So I want to give it up to Mike Golick, because he is probably, I mean, I've been watching him on in the mornings since I can remember, 10, 15 plus years I've been watching him, and nobody brings it more truthfully. Nobody, I mean, he's a nice guy. He knows his stuff, and he's not just, he's an ex-player. He's one of the rare ex-players that can handle being the host of a radio show, and he did a fantastic job. And I'm sorry he's gone, because ESPN radio
yes,
has
for
been,
sure.
I mean,
Joe was great.
Yeah.
For years and years and years.
Yes, agreed.
Probably the most unbiased former player host in.
I kind of liked him more. I kind of liked him more than Greenberg anyway.
Green was a weasel. I'm sorry. I didn't like Green too much.
He was. I think Mike Golick carried that show.
He did. Because Golick played the goofy fat guy so well. It wasn't afraid to make fun of himself.
No. He was self-deprecating like no other. Dude.
I mean, the guy got fully waxed on national TV, okay? I mean, arms and legs got waxed on national TV on the morning show. Come on. I mean, the stuff that he did was just – I mean, he did it because he lost a bet, of course. And one of the funniest things was he did you guys know who Stugotz, who does on Dan Le Batard show. And he lost a bet to Dan Le Batard, and Golick had to massage Stugatz's glutes on live TV. Yeah, I mean it was hilarious. It was hilarious. But the man was never afraid to make fun of himself, never afraid to be the.
And he used to do the dress up to the T, yo.
Correct. The Halloween shows are great, and yeah, absolutely.
And during the holidays and all that.
Yes.
He knew how to do the dress up thing.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen. Good to see you.
For the rest of us, like me and Eliana, and people that
don't live in the U.S.
Don't live in the U.S. We have no idea who you're talking about, but I'm sure it was very, very important to you guys. And second of all, are we just going to ignore the fact that Scott brought some random guy up on?
That was my fault. I put the wrong link in Twitter. I'm sorry. I put the wrong link in Twitter. That was my bad.
Like, did anybody see that?
Yeah.
Like, is that just going to get ignored?
I was wondering. I'm like, where are these random people?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. This guy just showed up. Just like, wait a minute.
Hey,
we got fucking trespassers or what?
Dude, like it was just totally random. This guy just like.
Hey, there's a leak in security. Somebody get on that shit now.
What can I say? I'm the Bob Golick. I'm the Bob Golick of Mike Golick of the Sports Nerds. I'm just saying that because I'm the goofy guy.
Awesome. I'm so glad we got that addressed because it was very weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I got rid of him as quick as I could.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Mike Golick played 9 years in the NFL. He was drafted by the Houston Oilers, played for the Eagles, played for the Dolphins. And he was on the same defense as Reggie White back in the day.
Hey, Reggie, rest in peace.
Yeah. When asshole was the head coach down there. Buddy Ryan was the head coach in Philadelphia. So yeah, it's glad to start to see him go. He's going to do college football if there is college football this year. He's going to do color commentary on college football for the remainder of his contract, at least through December. So we'll see what happens.
Where's the sign, John?
Oh, you know it's coming.
I know it's coming.
No, the other one about college football. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
no one
cares. I got this one up. Because this is where I want to transition into after you've done with your ESPN news.
We're gonna get to the Raptors in a little bit.
We're gonna get into the
Raptors. Don't worry. We're gonna get into God's team, the Toronto Raptors.
Trust me, shortly we will be getting into it.
But yeah, so as far as sports are concerned, since John brought it up, the NBA is the only major sports league besides maybe MLS and the National Hockey League who are handling this quarantine and doing it right.
You want to know why? Because Adam Silver is amazing.
Adam Silver is the best. Why. Yeah, he is the best commissioner in all of net sports. He is absolutely. Yes. Rob Manfred is a dumbass.
So are we going to talk NBA now?
Let's do NBA. We got some scores here, Elliot.
Okay, let me go ahead and give a recap on the scores from yesterday and bring you up to date on what's going on today.
Let's recap the stories.
Okay, tonight it looks like right now in the third period, in the third quarter, 3:31 to go. In the second quarter.
What are you doing, Elliot?
67-46 on the Kings. In the final games, the Nets defeated the Wizards 118-110. Celtics over the Blazers 128-124.
That was a game.
The Spurs 108 over the Grizzlies 106.
Memphis is blowing up. They're blowing it. They had so much potential going into this thing. They've lost 2 in a row now.
At 8:30 p.m. Oh, this was yesterday, wasn't it?
No, Memphis lost to.
At 8:30 p.m. on ABC, you can catch the Bucks playing the Rockets, and at 9 p.m. the Mavericks take on the Suns.
Hasn't Memphis lost 2 in a row? Didn't they lose the night before too?
Let me check the night before. Hang on just a second.
I think they lost in on Friday.
While I'm here, yesterday's scores: Miami Heat 125, the Nuggets 105, Thunder 110-94 over the Jazz. Clippers took out the Pelicans 126-103. Pacers over the Sixers 127-121, and the Raptors put it to the Los Angeles Lakers 107-92.
Nice! Wow.
15-point victory.
Even LeBron was giving the Raptors props yesterday, saying even though they lost Kawhi, they're probably better than they were last year.
Is that like a underhand pitch for me to just take a?
Go right
swing?
ahead, John.
Is
You're
that
on.
what
It's
it
on. You have the
Hey,
floor.
is? Like
Hey, he just lobbed you a fucking softball.
The gentleman,
You know what I mean?
the gentleman from Newfoundland has the floor.
Yes. Big shout out to Braun for the props, man. Yeah. So here's the scoop: the Toronto Raptors might actually be a better team now that they got rid of Kawhi because it opens it up. You have
Yes.
5 guys on the floor at any given time that can put up 20 points a game.
But
They're deep, and the freaking defense. Nick Nurse is a national treasure, and we should build him a monument now in Canada and sign him and Ujiri to like 70-year contracts, and they're still coaching when they're dead. Like that's how good this guy is. His defensive schemes are just mind-blowing. Like Anthony Davis couldn't get open the entire game. Like it was clinical. It was absolutely brilliant, and that's why I love me some Raptors. But I'm biased. Sorry, go ahead, Elliot.
I was just looking at the scoreboard, and I was like, the Raptors were actually down 3 at the half, and outscored the Lakers 66-48 in the second half.
They clamped down on defense in the second half. Holy cow!
Yeah, man, it was great, and it's like the Canadian narrative is, oh, the American media doesn't give us enough props. I don't want the props. You want to know why? I want to fly under the radar.
Right.
I don't want to be the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks has got targets on the back of their head right now and then some of these jackholes that like are actually commentators. You should have heard them. Who was it? Kellerman. Kellerman's like, oh, yeah, the biggest threat to the Milwaukee Bucks is the Philadelphia 76ers. Are you okay, man? Really? The Sixers? Really? Anyways, I digress. I'm just shouting.
Would you agree that the Raptors are probably better now because of the fact that they have gone through the championship process and have championship pedigree?
Absolutely.
Because they weren't getting props last year either. They came into the playoffs last year under the radar as well. Because everybody was looking at Boston. They were looking at Milwaukee again last year.
Or Philly.
They
Philly.
had no history.
Yeah.
Toronto had no history when it came to NBA championship.
Exactly.
But now they got one under their belt. They've had half a season to enjoy it without having to play for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and this is the thing. Like, they were the 3rd best record when the break happened.
No,
they have better record this time than they did last year without Kawhi. Here's the difference. The difference is that in the playoffs, they didn't have Anunoby. Anunoby was hurt. And now you got this guy that can slot in, that can drop 20, 30 points a game, is a great defender, and he's only a child. Like, this is the thing about the Raptors. Your oldest guy is Kyle Lowry, who's like 32 or something. Everybody else, like, okay, Serge, I think, and Paul, Marcus Gasol, they're up there. But Van Vliet, like Siakam,
Yep.
Norman Powell, OG Anunoby, like all these dudes are children, man. They're like 21 at the most, like they're kids, and they've already won a championship. Like that means something, man. Anyways.
To be young and already have championship pedigree is a big thing.
Heck yeah.
Okay. And I'm looking at Lowry stats from yesterday.
Oh, man.
8 for 6.
He had 14 rebounds.
14 rebounds, 13 defensive, 1 offensive. He had 5 for 9 from three-point range, 12 of 15 at the line. When he was on the floor, they were a plus 24, and he ended up with 33 points.
Nice.
He's the greatest Raptor ever, man.
That's an all-star line right there.
Dude,
wow.
This is the kicker, right? It's like he had 14 rebounds. First of all, it was a career high. He's 6'1". So why is he pulling down boards while Anthony Davis, I think there was a stat line where Anthony Davis, LeBron, and like a couple other guys just got 14, combined. How does that happen? I'll tell you.
You know why? Because Lowry's a ball hawk. He always knows where the ball is going to be.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the biggest guy on the floor to get rebounds.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
You have to know and anticipate where that ball is going to go.
Absolutely.
And he does that as well as anybody in the league.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it. And I mean, people say it's a meaningless game and it was this, but it's like, it's a reminder. To me, it's a reminder. It's a reminder for everybody that never talks about the Raptors.
Right.
It's a championship preview.
Right.
I think it is that or the like Brett asked who comes out, the Clippers or the Lakers. I think it's a toss-up. I really do. I would love to see Clippers Raptors in the final. Like you can't write that.
Yeah, I mean, for the Raptors to go against Kawhi. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And if we win, ooh, that would hurt him.
Yeah, hey, there would be plenty of hype to build that one up.
Yes. Yes, that would be a very big, very hyped.
Kawhi comes
finals.
home again. Only
I would even watch that finals, believe it or not. I would watch that finals.
It's great. You know what? And it's funny because we've been doing the nerd show now while this COVID stuff has locked down sports. What was it? A couple months, 4 months, right?
March, yeah, since March.
Yeah. So it got to me where I don't know about you guys, but it got into a habit where I was just like, sports, meh. You know what? I've kind of written off the season. I'm looking forward to football,
Right.
whatever. You
Oakland
know,
football comes in, yeah.
but bro, the hockey and the basketball that I've been watching the past couple of days has turned me back into like.
Although I gotta send my sympathies to you about Edmonton getting spanked by
that's fine.
Chicago
That's
I'm sorry, man.
We deserve any hate.
You know what? I have to equate that to a drug addict who hasn't had any in a while.
Dude, that's what it feels like. Because
it's like heroin in your veins. You're like, oh, there we go.
Dude, I'm watching it. It's the best hit you ever
Gunner's a
remember.
filthy, dirty kick to the back of the leg. You can't see it on the program feed.
What the hell?
Take the blue line feed and you zoom in. He went after the back of his leg. Could have cut his Achilles.
What the hell's going on, Elliot?
In his career. It's an absolutely filthy, disgusting hit.
Something's going on here.
Someone was playing
something.
And I know what that's from.
What?
It was from the hit the Paul Maurice was talking about, that piece of work Kachuk on the Calgary Flames. Took out What is that?
Is that you, Elliot? Elliot, it's coming out of your machine.
Where the fuck is?
You got a window open somewhere where it's playing video. That was crazy. I muted him up, guys, so let Elliot see if he can get it fixed. Sorry about that, fans.
Oh, that was weird, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like creepy. I was like,
okay.
It was like the devil having sex. Or
You
something.
find it?
Creepy.
You found it? Okay. That was like it's all Iron Man playing and shit.
Dude.
Yeah. What was it, Elliot?
It was ESPN threw in a video
Okay.
without me accepting it.
I got you. Yeah, they do that all the time. NFL Network did that to me last week, so.
Crazy.
Yeah, I try to mute them before they start, but
Yeah.
they get a head start and forget about it.
Yep. All right. Sorry about that, guys.
No problem. Anyways,
It's okay. I'll try to make sure that I stay on top of it so it doesn't happen again.
Okay. Anyway, the Raptors are world champs. Yes, we know, John. I know. Oh.
plenty of propaganda coming me today. Just because I loved it. It was such fun to watch that. And then I'm sitting there last night, like everybody's sleeping. It's like 1:00. I'm watching the Calgary Flames because I'm like enjoying hockey again.
And you don't like the Flames. You hate the Flames.
I hate the Flames. Oh, I hate the Flames. And their fans are the worst. The most bad.
That, my friend, is the perfect segue.
Wait, you're playing again, Elliot. Just mute the whole site, bro.
What is that?
Just mute the whole site. Just mute the tab.
Yeah, I just shut down the whole thing.
That's weird.
That's ESPN auto playing videos. That you shouldn't do that.
The 4-letter network.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. I'm excited that sports is back, and it's exciting, man. It's pretty exciting. Even though, yeah, getting into your hockey.
Lightning don't play till tomorrow, but that's okay. I mean, but there's been some good hockey since.
Leafs are up tonight, man. They're playing.
Leafs are up tonight.
Yeah, so that should be fun. Against your famous Blue Jackets.
Okay, so here we go. Yesterday, the Carolina Hurricane edged out the New York Rangers in the very first game back from the long hiatus. Final score there was 3-2. Chicago jumped out to a 6-2 lead after 2 periods and coasted to a 6-4 win over the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
The New York Islanders jumped out to a 2-0 lead, then held down in the third period to defeat the Florida Panthers 2-1. In what was the stunner of the playoffs so far, the Montreal Canadiens defeated the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Where's Army? Where is he?
He's not here. I'm surprised.
Should be bragging. About it.
Jangle's not here either, so I'm surprised.
Oh, don't. We were in Discord last night. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at the Flames. And then, like, Eric chimes in, oh, the Flames won. It's like, yeah, the Flames won because they're dirty.
The Winnipeg Jets jumped out to a 1-0 lead after the first period. Then the Calgary Flames just laid it on them with 3 in the second and went on to a 4-1 victory. In today's action, the St. Louis Blues, defending champions, are underway at the end of the first period with Colorado. The score there is 1-0 Blues. Later tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern, you got the Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And at 10:30, you've got the Minnesota Wild taking on the Vancouver Canucks. And finally, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to actually watch hockey tonight. It's actually a benefit to be in the time zone I'm at because the games for me are super late.
Yeah.
So the kids are sleeping.
Kids are sleeping. Yeah, you're good to go. Yeah, perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Did you get cable or are you streaming down where you're?
No,
at?
I got cable. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not paying. Dude, you know how much like center ice is up here?
It's-
Like they charge Canadians out the yin yang for it because everybody in Canada has a favorite team that they're not close to, you know.
Right.
Like, but all the games are playing up here, like everything. It's playoffs, right? So
Yeah. They got. I got NBC Sports Network is doing NBC Sports. It's where all the playoffs are being played on is the NBC station. So.
Big shout out to Montreal, man. That was a killer game.
Yeah,
Night.
and you know what? I believe I've seen in the visions of Ron doing a Canadian some kind of dance, you know. Because
play Jangle.
And they had like records that were like 10 games apart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But that's one of those things that people were predicting that a team like Montreal can
They
take
were saying
advantage.
about Chicago. They were saying Chicago is probably going to win the Edmonton series. Now, in a best of 5, usually the first team that wins the game usually wins like 80% or something like that.
Yeah.
That being said, Oilers are not like out of it. I would never count.
They have to win 3 out of the next 4. That's basically what.
And that's totally possible.
Yeah, and they got to put up a good showing because they're playing in their home rink too. So.
But
but no one's there, so it's like
It's got to win the next one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
No doubt about it.
And I think they will. I think Connor and Leon are just going to go off.
Did they shut down Connor yesterday? Is that what happened, or is it?
No, he got the goal. The first goal he got, and then Leon got another goal. So they didn't. I mean, they shut him down, but it was more Chicago. Like it was the defense. This is the Achilles heel of the Oilers. Has always been defense. They go on like they got all this depth in defense, but they can't stop a beach ball from getting into a soccer net. I mean, it's just you know. And
then Drake Caglia, whatever his name is, from Chicago. Pajula got a 1-game suspension for his check to the head of Tyler Ennis.
Which is crazy because Drake is actually an ex-Oiler.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't know, whatever. Anyways.
So what did you guys think about the rollout of the new hockey playoffs?
I like the form. I like the way they do it because NBC was doing a walkthrough of all the precautions and the safety issues that they're dealing with in the 2 sites. I think he was walking through in Edmonton and how they've got everything gated off, everything closed off. Nobody can get in without having credentials and being tested. And it's just, they've really clamped down. They've really put these guys in a bubble, just like the NBA has done in Orlando. And for the guys in Orlando to come through with putting these guys in the middle of the most petri dish state in the union right now, okay, where it's so bad. And these guys, and they're getting no positives. They've done it right. NHL and NBA have done it right. Unlike Major League Baseball, where you got the Cardinals and the Marlins coming up with the pandemic, foot full of the pandemic. Half the freaking Marlins are positive, and you got I think 2 or 3 more players from the Cardinals got checked and were positive. So it's just it's nuts. But I like the way the NHL is doing it. The sites are actually neutral the way they've got them set up because they've got both teams, logos and banners going on during the game. They're blowing the horn for both teams getting goals. They're blowing the horn. It doesn't matter which one. They're blowing the horn for both teams when they score, and they're doing a really good job of it. I like it.
Funnily,
It was good to hear Papa's voice too, by the way.
Hey, just going back really quick to the NBA, how about their screens behind the benches?
I like what the NBA did better. The
where
setup.
people buy a spot on the screen and basically look like fans in the crowd.
Yeah, I like what the NBA did. They did a much better job, I think, of the presentation. Like the NHL, it looks like an empty arena.
Yeah,
and it is. It's obviously an empty arena, but like the NBA, it's more compact, it's more confined, and it seems more of an NBA feel.
Yeah.
Like whatever. It is what it is. This is again unprecedented. Brett, to answer your question, it doesn't matter. The scoring title has already been won by King Leon Draisaitl of the Edmonton Oilers. This is now the playoffs. Doesn't count. David Pasternak and Alex on Bobo. What is with Elliot's computer?
I don't have any audio going on right now anyway.
Oh, it's just like you have like pop-ups in 2020, man. It's like get the Brave browser.
You're doing it, Elliot.
Those I do get.
Can you turn your mixer down at all for that channel?
Just mute. Can't you mute tabs? Dude, get a Brave browser, bro. It's great. Brave is great. Like no pop-ups, no ads. It's great. None of those ads will play on Brave browser. It's great. Whatever. You need a referral. I'll send the referral link to you guys.
Wink, wink. Oh, too funny.
Anyways, I'm glad sports are back. Even though I didn't think I would miss it, it's good. It's good that they're back.
Yeah, and you know what? I am too. And the NFL. Speaking of doing it well, they seem to be. I mean, they're putting guys on this COVID list you get 2 or 3 players from a few teams that have shown positives. You got players opting out. 8 Patriots have now total opted out of the season.
That's such a scam.
And it's all about Belichick's grand scheme. He's doing this on purpose, and he's getting,
totally doing it. So if they fail miserably, it's because of this and that.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah, and they're gonna tank so they can get what's his face from Clemson.
Can't wait to do our top list for the New England Patriots.
Before.
Yeah, we got 16 more teams to do tonight too.
Before 15.
Okay.
Before we run into that particular list of teams and any more NFL talk, let me just squeeze in the baseball scores real quick.
Go ahead.
Breeze right through those. And
John doesn't care, but go ahead.
Well, that's what I'm kind of breathing through.
Shut it down.
Anyway, in baseball action today, we got 4 games going on. The Mariners are trailing the Athletics 3-2, and that game is in the bottom of the 9th. Mariners have a runner on first with 1 out. In Anaheim, the Angels lead the Astros 4-3. The big hit in that game, Albert Pujols hit a grand slam.
Pujols, wow, the old man. Look at it.
And so that's got the Angels in a 4-3 lead over Houston. The Red Sox are playing the Yankees again tonight. That game is on ESPN.
Yankees
the Red
won
Sox
yesterday.
are up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. And the Reds are playing the Tigers. That game is 2-0, top of the 6th. Cincinnati in the lead. In the final games that are final today, the Tigers. Oh, by the way, the Tigers and Reds were the first teams ever to play 2 7-inning games in a doubleheader.
In a doubleheader?
First time ever that 7-inning games were played in a doubleheader. And the Reds won the other game 4-3. The Orioles lead the Rays 5-1. You know the Orioles are actually going on 6-3 if they win this game.
Yeah.
Braves beat up on the worthless Mets 4-0. And now the Mets are going to get even better that Cespedes is bowed out.
I was going to get to that. And I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Cespedes was a no-show to the game today. Just didn't call, didn't show nothing.
No,
and they sent
out.
security after him to his room, and he was gone.
All right.
And through his agent, he notified the Mets that he's opting out the rest of the season.
Yeah. White Sox 9, Royals 2. That's a final. Indians fall to the Twins 3-1.
It's scored.
Cubs squeeze win over the Pirates 2-1. The Rockies defeat the Padres 9-6. Rangers over the Giants 9-5. Dodgers defeat the D-backs 3-0. And in our COVID canceled games, the Nationals and Marlins, Cardinals Brewers, Phillies Blue Jays. Although Cardinals and Brewers will be making up their suspension on. Well, they should have made it up already.
Well, the Cardinals are still having some problems with their.
Yeah,
with
so
their
basically those are the 4 groups of games that are all canceled right now.
Their game on Monday has been canceled with
And that's baseball.
Yeah. Again, Major League Baseball and Rob Manfred are showing how ill-equipped they are to handle the COVID and handle their players and prevent them from breaking the rules and breaking the guidelines that they set up at the beginning of the season that MLPA agreed to. You get a lot of players coming out in the press saying, guys, we've got to do what we've agreed to or else we're not going to play. It's just that simple.
I'll be the first to say, because I hung out with a lot of minor league teams and spring training back in the 80s and 90s. And I'm going to tell you what, the biggest problem with baseball is that they don't have a bubble system.
No.
And a lot of the younger players, especially the minority players, don't have any sense of responsibility.
Right.
They'll go out and party and do this and do that. They don't really give a damn because they're invincible at that point. Okay.
I'll ask, what was that guy's name that got killed in the boat accident? Was it Fernandez from Miami?
Yeah, Jose
Fernandez got killed in a boat accident. You're not indestructible. He proved it.
You're not.
You know?
You're not.
It just baseball is the poster child for what not to do regarding.
Look, when you've got a neighboring country not wanting your presence in their country, you've got a problem.
Yeah, look at John. He's waving. It's us.
Hey,
it's us.
when you're building walls and you're the one being locked out, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Bro, they said like there was a big news article today in a bunch of the Canadian websites, and they're like, we don't want the border open for a long time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
As like ever.
Dude, I need to get back to Buffalo, man. Let's get this thing going. Like, just clean it up. Jeez, it's ridiculous. Anyways.
Okay, now you guys can get into your NFL talk before we start the polling list.
Well, NFL.
Well, NFL talk was just it was beautiful. It was poetry in motion watching Stephon Diggs come to practice at the rocking the Bills gear. That was beautiful.
Is he wearing 14?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins can piss off.
And Shady is now a Buccaneer, John.
Yes.
He's a Buccaneer.
Good for Shady. That's like the geriatric go there to retire.
Yes.
Even in football, they take the lead. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I mean, whatever floats his boat, bro. He's already got a Super Bowl ring now, but I mean, whatever, man. I mean, ride it out, bro. He got it.
Too. Love me some Shady.
I know you do, Bobby. Now he's.
I love him too, man.
Well, the Bucs now have 6 running backs on their roster.
Hey, did they cut Peyton Barber?
Don't take any of them in fantasy.
Did they cut
None of them.
Yeah.
Did they cut Peyton Barber?
No, not that I know of. They still got him.
How much is he going to charge Shady for his number?
I don't know. But
that's an interesting team that's being assembled there.
Shady would be like, yo, y'all need to cut that dude. He got my number. I ain't paying for shit.
He was on Facebook or he was on Twitter yesterday, Instagram or something, and he's like, he just finished working out and he's like sweating like crazy. He's like, man, this heat down here is insane. I'm like, yeah, it's Tampa Bay, dude. Yeah. Like, I mean, what did you expect? Right. Eskimos?
Yeah.
Really? Like, what, you expected to be like air conditioned outside? Like,
Oh, and that's not the worst of it because he's not on the east coast of Florida.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's even fucking worse.
yeah,
dude.
because Miami-Dade is the epicenter of the coronavirus right now.
And they get hit with all the fucking hurricanes.
And now we got a hurricane coming through.
I'm sitting here in
Oh, yeah,
Bradenton.
that's coming to us too, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, you gotta watch. You gotta keep an eye on it, John. Yeah.
Awesome. You know,
I
it
think-
doesn't really
We all
count.
got to watch.
We sit here in Bradenton.
Yeah, Bob does too. It's coming right up the coast. Yeah.
We sit here in Bradenton, and except for 3 years ago when Irma hit, we're constantly watching hurricanes either go to the left of us and head towards Texas and Louisiana, or to the right of us and head down the East Coast.
Yeah,
We
it's
ever rarely get any direct hits here in this area
the
when it
whole
comes to hurricanes.
the whole week is like sunny and like beautiful. The whole
Yeah.
week, even the day that the hurricane's supposed to be here is still sunny and. I
Well,
don't
by
know.
then it should be a sprinkle.
It is. It's a tropical, post-tropical depression.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what. Why do they even call it? It's just clouds, man. I mean,
What are you gonna do next? Eulogize the motherfucker?
oh, dude, they'll make a big deal about it too. It'll be on every website up here, like brace for impact. Oh, we've got to deal with this now, and it's. I told my wife, I was like, this is our first like tropical storm that we're going to deal with, and there's going to be more. You know that where we're
Is she
living.
panicked yet?
No. You know, we'll see. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Sure, maybe. It's where we are. We're on the north part of the island, so just like in Florida, it's the east side of Florida that gets hit with the hurricanes. The south coast of Newfoundland will get hit with all the storms. It's not the north where we're on. We're on the north side of the island.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the south side of anything usually gets the worst.
Sure. Where's Chunky? He's from Chicago.
Brett's asking who Gardner Minshew's backup is because Minshew was put on the coronavirus list today too, so he's in quarantine.
Chad Henne.
I don't know. I don't even know who they're.
Does it really matter right now?
No, it doesn't. Not at this point. No.
Probably Chad Henne. He's been there for 3,000 years.
The dude's is rich, but a career backup. I mean,
I love it.
he's like-
I love that. That's
he's like-
Hey, they got a plot. They got a plot in the parking lot for Chad Henne, dude.
it's the best.
He's gonna get buried out there in the parking lot, dude.
So, where did we end last week?
We ended with the Kansas City Chiefs,
Yes.
which were the 17th team on the list. And this week we're starting with the Finns down in Miami. Speaking of COVID and epicenters,
Yep.
and we've got 15 teams to cover.
Yep.
Are we diving into that now, or what are we doing?
I don't know.
Whenever you guys are ready,
Whenever we're ready. Okay.
I'm ready.
put out some more news stories. Let's talk about some more other stuff before I go head first into this thing.
A couple things going on. Let me get into it because our dedicated fan man, Mr. Brett, has put plenty of posts on this in the group this week. And
That's an understatement.
right?
Attaboy, Brett. You keep posting, buddy. Don't listen to these
You
guys.
sure he was working on
I'm saying, I'm not saying Brett should stop. Not at all. Not at all. Brett, you're doing fantastic. I appreciate you putting the input in the group. Really do.
You
Oh, Bob
you
get
he was
tagged.
doing- Hey, you think he was doing piece work?
Joey Votto has now on the injured list with reported virus symptoms. That's a hit. That's a hit to the Reds,
Pride of East York.
right? Eduardo Rodriguez for the Red Sox.
He's gone.
Elliot's
He's
favorite
got, heart,
team.
he's got
He's got a heart condition, and because of the COVID, he's out for the rest of the season. It just he's got myocarditis. That's some stuff that you don't want to mess
Before long, a few teams are going to be down to their minor league system.
right? Yep.
And like I told you earlier, they're not going to stop the season for COVID. They're going to stop the season when they figure out nobody can beat the Yankees.
Right. Yeah,
That's what
and
the
Matthew
people
Stafford,
think.
guys. Matthew Stafford, like Brett says,
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford is out as well. That's
Right.
after what he's gone through the last year. That's a major blow to him too.
Well,
Because,
that man might be a blessing in disguise because he hasn't exactly been protected very well playing for the Detroit Lions.
no, that's true. But I mean, again, it's still. I mean, his wife had a brain tumor. She had to have that taken care of, and plus he was out half the season last year with back injuries as well. So, He's just been through rough. It's been really rough. And I want to bring up, since we're on the subject of the NFL, Mr. David Njoku.
David Njoku, Mr. Backtracker.
Mr. Backtracker. Because he says at the beginning of in July he wants to be traded from the Browns. He's not going to stick around. He wants to be traded. And then he comes out yesterday and says, "Nah, I'm all in. Let's go, Cleveland."
You know why? He learned how to do the moonwalk.
So we have him and Hooper in the lineup. I guess supposedly after. Well, first of all, Rosenhaus is his agent, which is the number one the jackass in the world of sports.
Isn't that like typical Cleveland hijinks, though?
You know what? Not a season goes by when there's at least some drama going on, Elliot. I mean, that's just the way. It's just natural for the Browns.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's like that dark cloud that never goes away.
Yeah, facts.
And Antonio Brown got suspended 2020 season.
Where's the sign, John?
I don't have it, man.
You sent
should
it to me. You sent it to me in anime.
Yeah, I did the Bob SpongeBob. No one cared. No.
That one was for Bob. He's been suspended 8 games, and he put out this very nice, politically correct statement saying how he looks forward to getting back to playing, getting this behind him, and he's going to have the best season of his career. Yeah, well, you know what, AB? Nobody wants you. Nobody wants the drama.
No,
he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play. He's not. Nobody's gonna take him in. That's all there is to it.
What a sad. Like, if you think about it, man. Like he was amazing.
I mean, Bob knows he was the best receiver on the team, for God's sake.
Dude, he went from riches to rags. Come on now.
I mean, he goes put him on the other side of Josh Gordon. Shit.
Right.
I mean.
It was a
how the mighty have fallen.
Yes, both of them could have been absolutely amazing, but wanted to be idiots.
It's like he stepped on a mudslide.
They had yes men around them, and that was their problem. They had a whole bunch of yes men that were just like, "Yeah, man, you're the best, man. You're the best. You can't do no wrong." And their agents failed them more than you could. Like, I get it, personal responsibility and everything, but these guys coming into the league are kids, man. Like, you know what? It's funny. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and it's like, what age do you actually like kind of get life? Like, you don't really get it, I'd say, until you're maybe 30, maybe, and then you're still trying to figure stuff out. You know, these guys coming in at 19, 20. And they're told in their ear
and they're given this great big suitcase, and they're given this great big suitcase full of money.
Yeah.
Whatever they want with it.
Yeah. They have no experience in handling.
They have no idea how to handle that kind of money.
Dude, that's a problem.
A lot of these guys come from poor homes. They didn't have money growing up.
Why do you think you wind up? A lot of athletes wind up bankrupt. Because they don't know what to do with their money. They don't have experience with it.
They need to take business classes in college.
It ain't even just athletes, okay?
No, there's a lot.
I came from like my mom struggling every 2 weeks to like put some food on our table, right? And then all of a sudden my business takes off. I have more money. I don't know what to do with. Right. Like, I'm literally wrapping up 20s and with rubber bands and stuff and stacking it in because and you know what I did with it? I pissed it all away. Literally.
It's like lottery winners.
Went out, had a bunch of yes men around me all the time, and everybody's gassing your ego, and you know what? It ends.
How many times have you heard of lottery winners 3 months later being bankrupt?
It's because you have it in your mind that this is always going to be there, but it's not.
No, like I think you spend it because you want to get rid of it because you don't think you should have it. That's
subconscious. That's
the subconscious speaking to people who live in impoverished situations.
Right.
Sucks, man.
And then all of a sudden they get millions and they don't know what to do.
Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, he sucks. It's his fault. I feel for the guy, man.
Not just that, but when you're young like that, people fucking swoop in and start taking advantage of you.
Sure, man.
Especially family and friends.
Well, it happened to Mike Tyson, too. It happened to Mike Tyson after he all
it happened to Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Dude, once Mike Tyson went with Don King, his career went south.
Yeah.
Okay? When he was with Rooney and them guys, He was at his peak.
Well, you guys, I mean, there wasn't a great movie, but you look at the movie Rocky V. That the manager character
I like that movie.
was a takeoff of Don King. Okay, Rocky
Yeah.
V is the one where where he brings up his protege and he trains him and the kid wins the title.
Yeah, Tommy, what's his name? He was a
Tommy
real-life-
Morrison.
Yeah,
Tommy
he was a real life boxer too.
Yeah, and that was a perfect parallel to what actually happens in major sports. You get this guy that comes up maybe too quick, gets all this money, he gets all these people in his ear saying how great they are. You're the champion, you're the best in the world, and he pisses it away. So yeah, I mean it happens. And AB, he's not going to get.
You know what?
I don't think he's going to get picked up by anybody. So
You know what I believe is that anybody that gets major money like that should be compelled to retain financial advisory
From the get-go.
yeah, exactly.
right from the get-go. Kind of like having car insurance. If you don't have it, you can't fucking drive.
Right.
Okay? Plain and simple. Your car's on the shelf until you get that fucking insurance.
Right.
Yeah, but see,
Same
people
thing here.
scream that it's personal responsibility and this and this and this, and I totally agree with you, Elliot. I think they're setting these kids up for failure.
You
Totally
know
setting.
what? That's kind of like the governor of Florida here, Mr. Death Santis, okay, saying that he wants to let people make good decisions. And I've always said, if people in Florida made good decisions, you wouldn't be the fucking governor.
Correct.
Okay?
Sucks, man.
Yep.
I feel for the guy, man. I feel for all these athletes that like have it so, and then they just piss it away, man.
They piss it away. There's a documentary about it on 30/30, I think.
Yeah.
30 for 30? They have a documentary on that, how athletes have gone from hero to zero in no time.
Well,
It's really sad.
then like I said, he put out this politically correct statement saying how he's looking forward to the future and he's going to put up his best season. You know what? You can say everything you want to, buddy. Unless you get
You
your head
did
straight,
your damage.
you get the space between your ears right. You're never going to be back in the NFL.
The damage is done and it cannot be reversed.
Oh,
Plain
he's
and simple.
he's
You've
a
been
hot potato that
dubbed.
anybody wants.
You've been dubbed a locker room cancer.
Correct.
That follows you
Yeah,
everywhere.
absolutely.
Okay.
Speaking
Kinda
before we
Kind
get
of
to
like
that,
a felony conviction. It
Yeah.
follows you everywhere.
before we get to the list that we want to go over tonight, there's another list I want to share. Forbes came out with the world's most valuable sports teams in 2020.
Cowboys, Yankees.
Yeah, and I got the article in front of me, but I don't know let's see if I can find the list. Hang on a second. Well, come on.
I gotta question that, man, because I read that list, man. It was like 1 to 50.
I think
And-
Lakers are in
Yeah,
the
the
top.
Dallas Cowboys are number one at $5.5 billion. Yankees are number two at $5 billion. The New York Knicks are number three,
Yep.
even despite the fact how bad that team is and the owner is.
How that happens is
Well, you know what? They spent a lot of money. They just spent it incorrectly.
Yeah, and they're at $4.6 billion.
But you know what? They have a TV network, okay,
Yeah,
and that's what raises their value.
yeah, that's true. The Lakers are number four at $4.4 billion. The Buss family owns that, of course. Golden State Warriors number five.
And that's just for recent.
4.3 because of their success.
Yeah.
And the team that used to be number one was Real Madrid, the soccer team. Excuse me,
That's so
football. Real Madrid is 4.24 billion.
ahead of Manchester United. That is
Yep.
crazy. Wow.
New
Because
England-
I tell you what, a decade ago, Golden State Warriors weren't worth $4.50.
correct. Yes. The New England Patriots at number seven, $4.1 billion. Robert Kraft. Good God, that's because they got 6 rings. Anyway, Barcelona club, 4.02 billion. The New York Giants are 3.9 billion.
You got to expect New York teams to be on that list.
Correct.
That high.
And at number 10, Manchester U at 3.81 billion, owned by the Glazers, who also own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yes. That's crazy.
At least the soccer team wins.
Exactly.
Wow. Crazy.
mean,
See,
the
I have to
Glazers-
question that list, man, because the fact that the Leafs, like, aren't up on there is mind-blowing to me. Like, that is like a staple.
But is Toronto considered a small market?
Hell no.
No?
God, no. No. Like, and I laugh at the people that will say, oh, yeah, well, it's comparable to Milwaukee.
Yeah. But isn't the Canadian dollar lesser than the U.S. dollar?
I think
they all do everything in Canada is done USD.
A lot of it is economically factored.
Well, hockey, but hockey.
Yeah, but look at
teams historically have not been high value. I mean, you didn't see the Islanders or the Rangers on that list.
Yeah.
Well, the Islanders wouldn't be.
If you look at it, you compare a Toronto to a Los Angeles. It's really weighted.
Well, yeah, but there's only one New York and one LA in the entire world.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like Chicago is very comparable to Toronto. Size, area, where it's at. Yeah.
Well, and again,
here's the thing: Chicago won 6 rings. Could have been 8.
Yeah, we got one. We got one. Don't worry.
Well, and again, the ownership in Toronto doesn't put money into the club. They don't spend the money.
But not to the Leafs. Well, right. They do. I got to give them credit. They have. To the Raptors, they put all the money because the Raptors are their golden child right now, right?
Once again, like the Warriors, the Bulls were nothing. They were worthless until Michael Jordan, Pippen, and them came along.
Right, but they're on the list, right? Like Chicago's actually on the top 50 list.
Maybe on the top 50, probably yes.
Well, and that's because their value increased. And it's plateaued, and it ain't going nowhere.
But what I'm saying is like a team like the Chicago Bulls, who haven't been relevant for
25 years.
And then you've got the Leafs, who are like this. They're the Yankees of hockey. Like,
but one thing that they have in common is that they don't lose value. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I hear you. I mean,
teams don't lose value.
Dude, there's a 20-year wait list to get season tickets. I mean. Really? A 20-year wait list to get season tickets. It's the same with the Canadiens.
Figure you only got 2 teams up there, man.
Yeah, well, we only got one basketball.
One basketball, one baseball.
Baseball.
And 2 hockey teams. Or 3 hockey
teams. Montreal needs their team back, man. Holy crap, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. Or get a basketball team in Montreal.
And baseball was better when the Expos were in the major leagues, yeah.
And it's not like you go there and you have to speak French. And that's like this misconception that you have to speak French if you go to Montreal. Not everybody speaks English. Montreal is very bilingual, right? The whole city. So it's a massive city. It's not like Milwaukee. It's like
Milwaukee. Yeah, you bring it out. You bring
like that. See, I just put the Wayne's
World boys. You bring out the Wayne's World. Yes, the Wayne's World reference. I love it.
I'm in there like swimwear.
Alice Cooper, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Milwaukee. I like that. In there like swimwear.
Yeah. Anyways, I saw that list and I was just frustrated.
I don't give a fuck. I'm stealing that shit.
Dude, that's like a hip hop lyric from like the 90s. I'm in there like swimmer. I think it was like Redman said it or something like that. Like, I mean, that's
amazing. Commit grand larceny and put that shit on Facebook.
Yeah, man. Perfect. No problem. It's yours, man.
Too funny. All right. So, yeah, I just thought I'd bring out those. I saw that earlier this week. I'm like, damn, look at all these teams on the freaking list that you wouldn't think. But, yeah, they are.
The Real Madrid is probably the shocking to me. Like, not that it's a top 10, but because it's more than Manchester.
Well, Man U is number 3 on that. Number 3 is the number 3 team because you got Barcelona.
Barcelona was even ahead, but that makes sense, man. Those Spanish fans are nuts. They're crazy, dude. Yes. It's crazy. Like, I'm in Hive, and I got all these guys. They're all from like Africa and stuff, and they're huge fans of like Real Madrid, and they love these teams. And I'm just like, dude, you're in Nigeria.
It's life and death for them people, man.
Oh, they think you're so serious, man. Like, it's like you think we're sports fans, they're on another level.
No, they're on a
they're on a much higher level than we are. I totally agree with that.
I'm gonna tell you what, they're seeing stars closer than we are.
Oh my gosh.
It's great. Yes.
All right, so let's get into
5 minutes to do the list.
Are we on to the list?
We got 35 minutes to get to 3.
Because like Chris Jericho, I got the list.
I got my list. It's been sitting here all week, ready for this because I can't wait for my.
So all right, so Bob, you need to write these guys down. You want to get Elliot? You want to pump out?
I actually posted some, but if you go through it, I I can shoot from the hip.
If we need to get the list of
And Bob, you need to get over the Green Bay thing, okay?
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, the rest of them I've been fine with.
Yeah, okay.
All them old fuckers in Green Bay would disagree with you on the part.
Don't worry, Ken's not here, so it's okay, dude. You know, I mean,
All right, Miami Dolphins.
who are the 5 candidates, Elliot?
Here we go. 5 candidates. Miami Dolphins. Jason Taylor, Larry Zonka, Bob Greasy, Dan Marino, and Zach Thomas.
Dan the Man Marino.
Marino. I mean, it shouldn't even be a.
Dude, he did isotoner commercials and he was on Ace Ventura. Hey, come on now.
Laces out, Dan.
Of course it's Dan Marino.
Laces out, Dan.
Laces that.
That's the
All
greatest.
right. At number 2, one of the best running backs in football history, Larry Zonka.
Yep.
Okay.
This guy went out controversially, but Jason Taylor at number 3.
Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yep. Zach Thomas at number 4.
Yeah.
And Bob Greasy rounds it out at number 5.
And you got honorable mentions there?
Honorable mentions are Larry Little, Paul Warfield, Nick Bonacani, Cameron Wake, and Mark Clayton.
Super duper Clayton.
Super
Duper Mark Clayton, yes. Those were Marino's targets when in the back in the day.
Oh yeah. And he used them quite frequently.
Nick Bonacani, one of the more underrated linemen in the history of the game. He's now dealing with dementia or Alzheimer's himself. I think did he pass away yet? I think he passed away.
I don't know. I remember his son got paralyzed.
His son got paralyzed, and Bonacani's dealing with dementia. If he's still alive, I don't remember seeing if he was still around with us or not. And Zach.
Oh, yeah.
Zach was also underrated because he didn't get a lot of accolades, but he was the
beast.
He was the anchor of that defense when he played for Miami.
And the other Mark in that
Mark Clayton.
Mark Duper.
Mark Duper. That's what I said. Super Duper.
Super Duper.
Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. Yeah, number two Marks. Yes. Yep.
So that
Marino was just, he had a cannon, he had a quick release. It was just, you feel bad for Marino because he went to the Super Bowl his rookie year and never made it back the rest of his career.
And who did he lose to?
That would be Joe Montana and the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, yes, at Stanford Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. In fact. All right, next up is the Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota. I tell you what, they got some legendary players.
Yes.
Right now. But anyway, let's see where we at. Waiting for Minnesota to pop up. Okay, on the list we have Adrian Peterson, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, Alan Page, and Fran Tarkenton.
I went AP on this one.
You went AP on this one?
Yeah, I went AP.
Bob, talk to me.
Come on, Bob.
I want to say Moss, but it could easily be Moss, Carter, or AP, or even Tarkenton.
Well,
I'm going to go with Moss.
Okay. You give Carter praise for the Vikings because of his leadership value on that team when he's playing, because he got Randy Moss his rookie year, so that
Right.
And he went a long way to teach Randy the ropes, and because Chris had made enough mistakes in Philadelphia when he played for the Eagles, and to this day he said the best thing ever happened to him was when Buddy Ryan cut him. That was the best thing that ever happened to him. Straightened his mind out, got him back. And I like Chris Carter a lot. Not so much in the booth, but I do like him as a person.
I like them on ESPN. Come on, man.
Right? Don?
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss?
Randy Moss. Come on. It's like great, one of the top 3,
Okay.
would you say, receivers ever?
I don't know.
Jerry, number 1.
Jerry's always going to be number 1.
I put, who else you put up there? Anyways, we did this before, but let's keep going.
Yes.
Moving along, John. Moving along, John. Shut up, John.
Okay, so at number 1 is AP Alan Page.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's great. Wait. I see what you did there, Elliot. Yes, Alan Page.
I was glad you let off with AP.
Yeah, but you know what? Alan Page is really most remembered for his wrong way touchdown.
And being a member of the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah. One because he picked up the ball and kept running the wrong direction and got a safety. Yes, I remember that.
At number 2, Fran Tarkenton.
Wow.
So they went with the old guys as far
the
as
Oh, guys, where's Ken?
All right, Randy Moss comes in at number 3. Chris Carter at 4, and Adrian Peterson.
Wow.
at 5.
Number 5. Wow.
Honorable mention goes to John Randall,
Dante Culpepper.
Carl Eller,
Dante Culpepper.
Paul Krause,
Brett.
Randall McDaniel, and Jim Marshall.
Jim Marshall was also a member of the Purple People Eaters. I think. Yes, he was.
Give me a second to get the Patriots.
Yep, now here we come, John. Your favorite one, the New England Patriots. Can't
No,
wait.
you guys just go. We'll save me.
Can we just skip them?
New England Patriots. Here we go.
All right. The nominees are
The nominees are Ty Law,
Brady.
Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Willie McGinnis, and Rob Gronkowski. Now we all know who number 1 is.
TB12.
Come on, there's just, now he's really TB12, Tampa Bay.
Yes, he is.
There's just 20 years of success. Just come on.
Yeah, to John's.
And not with the greatest receivers of all time either.
Right. John,
You
you
know
can
what
see
I'm
the
saying?
hatred in John's eyes. Look at the face. Look at the face.
Drew Bledsoe. That's what I say. I agree with that. I agree.
Drew Bledsoe.
No, but
Hey, coach.
At number 2, Rob Gronkowski.
Well, did you pick Tom Brady, John, or no?
Of course he picked Tom Brady. He'd only pick him out of
No one
spite.
cares.
no one cares. No one gives a rat's behind except for the couple of maybe million fans in New England. After
Yes.
I know nobody in Buffalo cares. I know nobody in Buffalo cares.
No one in Buffalo cares.
All right, number 3, we got Ty Law. Julian Edelman at number 4, Willie McGinnis at 5. Honorable mention, Teddy Bruschi, Randy Moss,
Yep. You played 2 years with New England, right?
Vince Wilfork, John Hanna, and the guy who gave up the helmet catch, Rodney Harrison.
Yeah.
Belichick wasn't in there. I'm surprised. Because
No.
Lombardi and Curly Lambeau were in that list in Green Bay.
I'm still rolling down. I don't see Belichick anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, good.
Hey, coach.
I mean, I'm
Ben-
seeing guys like
Ben
Ninkovich.
Winter Coates, right, Bob?
Yes. Awesome. He was a
People are all that team is nothing but a disease, okay, and it's over, okay. Cam Newton, I can't stand him now.
Hey, Jamal, good to see you, brother.
Oh, welcome.
Well, didn't he just lose a receiver? Who would they lose?
Yeah, the receiver that dropped out from New England.
Wasn't it Mohamed Sanu? Wasn't it? No.
No, Goodwin. Wasn't it Goodwin?
Marquise Lee, yeah, the good one.
Well, Marquise Lee. There you go.
Yeah.
The former
Jaguar.
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 Jaguar. There you go. All right,
Former
time to
Jaguar.
move on. Time to
Moving
move
on.
on.
New Orleans
Time to
Saints.
move on. Yeah, that's enough of the New England crap. So
Yes.
yeah, never mention them
To the
again.
New Orleans Saints. Marquez Colston, Ricky Jackson, Archie Manning, Drew Brees, and Willie Roaf.
There is no competition. It's all Drew Brees all the time. That's Bob's favorite quarterback of all time. Is Drew
All
Brees.
derbies, all the time.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
He loved him in San Diego. He loves him in New Orleans. So it's all Bob's favorite player. He drafts them every single year if he can for fantasy, every single season.
Okay, so.
Honorable mention? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Down the list. I'm
I
sorry.
haven't even gone through the list yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You guys want to just say Drew Brees and fuck it, move to the next team.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? There's some Tampa fans in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Ricky Williams.
New Orleans. Drew Brees, obviously.
Yeah. Duh.
Number one. He saved that city. He saved that organization. He saved everything. Okay. Marquez Colston, number 2.
Wow.
Wow.
Ricky Jackson at number 3. Willie Roaf, number 4. And Archie Manning, number 5. Honorable mention. Honorable mention. Deuce McAllister.
Deuce. Oh, my God.
Morton Anderson.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Sam Mills.
Yes.
Joe, I got a cell phone in the goalpost horn. And Pat Swilling.
Okay.
Yeah, you were asking about Pat Smelling. Is that what you're doing, Bob?
I was gonna say all them linebackers better been on there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, see, back when New Orleans, before Drew Brees, New Orleans had a great defense before Drew Brees came along.
Yeah, they had them linebackers.
Yeah.
Ricky Jackson and
yeah,
Sam
those
Mills
linebackers were nasty.
and Vaughn Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, they were monsters.
Yes, they were. They were. Next up, the New York Football Giants.
The New York Football Giants. Harry Carson. Lawrence Taylor. Hang on just a second. Let me roll down the list here. You know, it appears that I have Harry Carson on here twice.
There he is. There's Army. Finally. Armando.
I know Harry Carson didn't make it on the list twice. Okay. Replace the second Harry Carson with Michael Strahan.
Okay.
Phil Simms and Eli Manning.
Well, this is a no-brainer for me. I like it's going to have to be LT. Lawrence Taylor, no question.
Lawrence Taylor, no question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say Lawrence Taylor, and this is the only reason, because he was in some kid and play movies back in the early 90s. That's it for me.
And I loved his statement in Waterboy. Moral of the story, don't smoke crack.
Perfect for him. He should know.
LT was a beast, man, but I loved his acting career. It was great.
The LT, because there's another one that has Hall of Fame status, but the LT, who is now 60 years of age,
Jesus
by the way.
Christ. Wow.
God. Yeah. He's number 1 all time.
Yeah, for sure.
He's actually number 1 amongst the best football players ever.
Number 1?
Yep.
Best football player ever, on top of Jerry Rice.
And greatest defenders in NFL history.
Okay, greatest defenders.
Greatest defenders, yeah, I can see it. But you know what? His outside rush, nobody could touch. Nobody could touch his outside rush. You know, and you look at the outside rushers that we have now.
As a defender, he was a game changer, dude.
Yes, he was.
He can take over a fucking game. You know what? Let's go out there like a pack of crazed dogs. That's what he used to tell the team before the fucking game every single Sunday.
Brett, Michael Strahan did get the record at one point in time only because Brett Favre let him have the record. That's the only reason why Michael Strahan has it.
Yeah, he fell. He kind of just dropped to the ground.
Yeah.
So that was Bruce Smith's record, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He stole it from Bruce.
That's fine. Whatever. They stole a lot from the Bills.
Yeah.
And speaking of Michael Strahan, he comes in at number 2.
Was the gap in his teeth number 3?
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say something, but I'll try to keep it R.
Okay.
Because X is the only other level to go to. Eli Manning, number 3. Phil Simms, number 4. And Harry Carson in at number 5.
That defense was just so good. God.
In your honorable mention list, you got Tiki Barber, Justin Tuck, the great Frank Gifford, Carl Banks, and I think one of the best tight ends ever, Mark Bavaro.
Mark Bavaro, yes. Yes, John hates Mark Bavaro because of that first down he scored. He got just dragging Bills with him all the way through.
Just keep going. I'm drawing little things on my list right now. It's like I'm stabbing you in the head.
Next up, the New York Football Jets.
Okay, now
Jets.
Now to the minor leagues of football.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, do we even have like all of these loser teams? Do we have to talk about, man? No one likes.
You know what? Even all these loser teams had some good players.
Right.
Anyway, for the Jets, you got Curtis Martin, Joe Namath, Mark Gastineau, Darrell Revis, and Don Maynard, who was Joe Namath's wide receiver.
Yeah, I went with Curtis Martin actually.
I'm biased and went with Curtis Martin also.
Okay.
Okay, I went with Namath just because it's Joe Namath and he has awesome taste in coats. I mean,
and pantyhose.
yeah.
And pantyhose. First ever to wear pantyhose in the Super Bowl.
Whatever floats your boat, Joe.
Namath was great for a couple of years, but his knees are the ones that were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next is Oakland. Can we just get?
No, wait a minute. I got to read off the list. Come on now. Please. At number 1, Curtis Martin. Joe Namath came in at number 2. Darrell Revis 3, Mark Gastineau 4, and Don Maynard came in at 5.
We do not need to know the honorable mentions, Elliot. I'm sorry for the Jets.
Klecko, Joe Klecko,
Okay.
Nick Mangold, Kevin Mawai, Wayne Corbett, and Al Toon.
Ooh, Al Toon. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, the Jets have been bad, dude, but they've had some good players on their fucking team. They've just been a bad organization.
Yeah. Next up, Oakland Raiders. Now the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Formerly
Formerly the LA Raiders, right?
Formerly the Oakland Raiders.
Formerly. That's what you got to call them. Their team formerly.
Got to say that about their fans, though. Jeez, they stick
All right,
with
hang on. Give me a second. I got to get to the Raiders real quick. In the meantime, the list is Charles Woodson, Marcus Allen, Howie Long, Bo Jackson, and Tim Brown.
This was a good list. I mean, I hemmed and hawed on this list, but I actually went with Marcus Allen. That was my pick over Bo because Bo's career was cut because he was cut so short. But I went with Marcus Allen. As much as Marcus Allen, went to the KC and hated the Raiders for the rest of his career, he was probably the best of that group.
Okay, so your pick is who?
Marcus Allen.
Okay.
My pick is Howie.
Love me some Howie Long. Love him.
Well, seeing that I'm not 70,000 years old, I went with Charles Woodson because I actually remembered seeing him play.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's who I picked. And I thought he was an amazing defender.
He was a great shutdown corner.
Was.
Yeah.
Got down
But see, it's like, do you put him? Is like Green Bay or Oakland, right? I mean, it's.
Well, he won a Super Bowl.
You know
with
what? If Oakland can use all the great players they can get.
Okay, well, yeah, that's why I picked him because, like, Green Bay, like, I put Favre, and, like, it's not even close for. Anyways, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, Charles Woodson.
All right. So anyway, Charles Woodson did come in at number 1.
Wow, John got it. Yes.
Good job, John.
Wow.
Well, hey, you know what? He came out Heisman to greatness, basically.
The Heisman pose when he went to Michigan. Remember the Heisman pose in the end zone?
Dude,
That's
he was
what I'm saying.
amazing, man. I mean, like, he was just. Anywho.
Well, and he ran, and he was the reason why Green Bay won the Super Bowl back when they played the Patriots too.
He's another one of those game-changing defenders.
Yes. His kickoff, and not only was he a great shutdown corner, he was a great kick returner. Oh my God!
He could change the course of a game at the drop of a dime.
Yes.
And there's many impact players like that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts upon facts
All
upon
right, number 2,
facts.
Howie Long.
Okay.
Marcus Allen comes in at 3. Tim Brown 4, and Bo Jackson
Brother better.
number 5. Honorable mention:
You don't
Ken,
even know.
Ken Stabler,
Oh, Kenny, God, the snake.
Fred Biletnikoff,
Yes.
Gene Upshaw,
Yep.
Jim Otto, and another great tight end, Dave Casper.
All the old school guys right there, brother. All
So
the
do you even know who Marcus Allen's brother is?
Who?
Marcus Allen, who his brother is.
It wasn't OJ.
No. See, this is why Army would know, or if Ron was here, he would say it too. He would start the great Damon Allen of the CFL, man.
Okay.
Come on.
Who?
Toronto Argonauts, bro.
Oh, Argonauts.
CFL. It's you know that's minor league to the college game, but that's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you're not going to get any argument from me.
I know how much you love the CFL, John.
You're
Who's next up? Oh, the team with the worst fans in football.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Pilly.
The team everyone loves to hate.
I know who
Okay, so the list is Harold Carmichael, Brian Westbrook, Brian Dawkins, Reggie White, and Randall Cunningham.
I went Reggie White. No question.
Reggie White, no question.
John? Yep.
It's a clean
Minister
sweep.
of Defense.
It's a clean sweep. Reggie White is number 1.
Yeah, the Minister of Defense.
Yep. And the rest follow like this. Number 2, Brian Dawkins. Number 3, Chuck Bednarik.
Oh, God, that dude. If you guys ever see highlights of him, he was a mean sumbitch. He was mean.
Brian Westbrook, Randall Cunningham.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable Steve Van Buren,
Quarterback.
Jason Peters,
Mm-hmm.
a guy named Shady.
Wow, LaShawn McCoy's in that list. Wow, honorable mention. Nice.
Well, how many great running backs have Philadelphia ever had?
Not many. Brian Westbrook comes to mind.
Donovan McNabb and Jerome Brown come up on the.
Jerome Brown, rest his soul. Yeah, I mean, the bookends, Reggie White and Jerome Brown were just. I mean, God, that defense was great.
They were devastating, dude.
Yeah, and that's the line that Mike Golick played on back in the day in the 80s. So yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was a devastating defense.
Okay.
But Reggie had to leave to get his ring. He had to go to Green Bay to get his ring.
The moment the beer man's been waiting for.
The Pittsburgh Squealers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Squealers.
Terry Bradshaw, Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Ben Roethlisberger, and Troy. All the hair, Palomalu.
Yeah, again, John doesn't know all these guys because they played back in the 70s, but I went with
You're going to say Joe Green. Everybody's going to say
Joe Green. Yes, absolutely. Joe Green.
Again, like I wasn't conceived yet.
You don't even have to be born back then to know who Mean Joe Green is.
I know he is. It's just like I never watched a kid play it.
But yes, Mean Joe Green and the greatest Pepsi commercial.
Yes, it was Coke. It was Coke.
Was it Coke?
It was Coke. Bob, did you go Mean Joe?
I did go Mean Joe.
Was that post or pre-cocaine Coke?
I went with Hair Boy.
He went with Palomalo because he remembers Palomalo playing. I don't blame him.
Hair Boy.
You can't give him any.
Actually, Jack Lambert came in at number 2.
Lambert was. I met Lambert once when I was a kid. He was just huge.
Hair comes in at number 3.
The hair.
Terry,
Luscious locks.
Hey, best Head and Shoulders commercials of all time. Terry Bradshaw. And at number 5, Ben Roethlisberger. Honorable mention.
Jerome.
I'm surprised Franco wasn't in there either, man.
Mel Blount.
Franco, right?
Jack Ham.
Yep.
Franco Harris.
Yep.
He's on what's his name wall over there?
Yep.
Bow's wall. Jerome Bettis.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Hines Ward comes in at number 10.
Enjoyed watching a lot of those guys play.
There's some names on here like Rod Woodson, Lynn Swan, John Stallworth.
Oh,
and even Chuck Noll, the coach, is in here.
Yeah, there's
What happened to Belichick?
What happened to Belichick? He's getting screwed by Pittsburgh still.
Yeah, those four Super Bowl teams in the 70s, early 80s were just. I mean, God, I hated to say that so much. I mean, because they beat up on the Cowboys twice in those games too, and I was.
It was immaculate. Like how I did that.
So Bob, was that list acceptable to you?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, go Green.
That could have been interchangeable, probably down through 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
You know what I love the most? This is the one thing. Well, I know we're pressed for time here, but
We're not really good.
Watching Troy Polamalu coming across the middle of the field to hit a guy was
back when they could hit.
It was must-watch football.
I mean, Palomalo was among the guys that, he was on the same level as.
There was one game they were playing against Tennessee. And Tennessee was on the goal line. And they were getting ready to go in for touchdown. Troy Polamalu jumped the snap count.
Yep.
Jumped over the line, tackled the running back or the quarterback, whoever it was that had the ball, and that was the end of the game.
Yep.
And we ended up winning because of that.
Yeah, he's got great anticipation as far as snap counts were concerned. I mean, there's tape on him jumping over the center.
You know what it was like? Dude, it was like a loaded gun.
Yes.
It's like it was cocked back all the time, and as soon as the play went, it's like someone shot, and he would just and his hair would be luscious in the wind.
And whenever he was a rookie, I called him Burnt Rook because he was never in the right place. Whenever he got to his second year, he was amazing.
Yeah. Next up, San Diego Superchargers.
San Diego Chargers.
I can't hear you, Elliot. Raise up your volume.
I had to turn down the things because I had to move out of my chair. All right. San Diego Chargers, Dan Fouts, Daniel Tomlinson, Phillip Rivers, Junior Seau, and Antonio Gates.
I went Junior.
Junior number one?
Bob?
Daniel Tomlinson.
The gift that keeps on giving for me, man. Antonio Gates, dude. What a career.
Yeah, agreed.
What a career.
Okay. Well, the other number one LT, Daniel Tomlinson, finished number one.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be successful in football, get your initials to be LT. You're guaranteed to go to the Hall of Fame. All right. Number two, Junior Seau. That dude was a beast straight out of college, man.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Antonio Gates at number three. Like you said, the gift that kept on giving.
Kept on giving, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
Air Fouts at number four.
Coryell.
Air Coryell. Dan Fouts was, he aired it out a bit too. Phillip Rivers at number five. Your honorable mentions go to Kellen Winslow.
Nice.
Lance Allworth. Charlie Joyner. Rodney Harrison. And Eric Weddle.
That game that the Chargers played against Miami in the playoffs back in 1981 or 82, whatever it was. It was actually 1981 against Miami. I mean, overtime, and it had to carry him off the field after that game. I'll never forget that image of him getting carried off.
And the next week he had to go play in 59.
Play the coldest game ever. Yes, exactly.
That was nuts, man.
San Francisco Super 49ers.
Can we just say something
about
the San Francisco 49ers right now? If everyone doesn't have – you guys will probably – I bet you it's going to be mixed. But I truly believe that everybody should have this guy because I think he's the greatest football player of all time. But anyways, continue. Sorry.
Okay.
Who's the list?
The list is Ronnie Lott, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Frank Gore, and Steve Young.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice. He's number two.
The guy that delivered him the ball is number one.
They put Joe Montana. I see that's like
so
wrong, bro. That's so wrong. Anyways, sorry. Yes, Joe Montana. Yes. I get it.
He's now the second greatest quarterback of all time.
I guess if you get into the chicken and the egg argument, Joe Montana.
Those are interchangeable. 100%.
Joe Montana came first.
Yeah.
So
But Jerry Rice had a great career after Joe Montana.
Yeah, him and Steve Young were dangerous too. When Steve Young it was young to Rice, and that was as deadly as it was for Montana to Rice.
That's what I'm saying. Like Joe Montana went to Kansas City.
You know, in the end, John, the quarterback is always going to get.
I know, man. That's fans for quarterbacks. And you can take your imagination.
Is that FFQ? Fans for quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Jerry
All
Rice.
right, Ronnie Lott, number 3, Steve Young, 4, Frank Gore, number 5. Honorable mention, Patrick Willis, Dwight Clark, Roger Craig, Charles Haley,
Yeah.
and T.O., Terrell Owens.
T.O. Yeah, Armando. Great. Jeff Garcia.
Jeff
That's
Garcia.
more Canadian CFL content there.
Yes.
Good quality pick.
I didn't even
Seattle
see Jeff,
Seahawks.
I didn't even see Jeff Garcia on the not so honorable mention.
Moving on to Seattle.
Okay, hang on. Let me get to them real quick. Be patient with me here.
No worries.
All right, Seattle Seahawks. You got Cam Chancellor, Steve Largent, Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, and Mr. Skittles himself, Marshawn Lynch.
I went old school. I went Steve Largent.
Me too.
Russell.
What you know about Steve Largent, Bob?
What's that?
I said, what you know about Steve Largent?
You've seen Steve Largent play.
I saw Steve Largent play. I love me some Steve Largent.
He was the fastest white boy on the field back in the day, man. He really was.
Well, you know who threw him the ball, right?
That would be Jim Zorn.
Jim Zorn.
Yes.
Lefty.
And Dave Craig.
Dave Craig too. Yes, correct. John took Russell, didn't he?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I'm
well,
not old.
I have run into a bit of a glitch. Hang on.
Yes, Brett. He's on schedule to be. He had hip surgery on the off season. He's on schedule to return for the start of the season. He'll be fine.
All right, here we go.
John Alexander.
Sean Alexander.
He is a beast.
This thing's going crazy on me over here. All right, number 1. Did you guys pick your number 1s yet?
Yeah. Bob and I were Steve Largent, and John was Russell.
Okay. So, John, you're right once again. Russell Wilson.
Wow.
The guy has given the Seattle Seahawks the most success
Yeah, but you know what's sad about
they've ever had.
Yeah, you know what's sad about it? He's never not received one MVP vote in his whole career. Not one.
It's criminal.
Yeah,
It's criminal, and he's amazing.
Yes.
And the Bills should have picked him.
Especially the last 5 years when they had no offensive line. You know what I'm saying?
But at number 2, Steve Largent comes in.
Yes.
Bobby Wagner is number 3. Cam Chancellor 4 and Marshawn Lynch 5. Honorable mention, Walter Jones, the tackle. Cam Chancellor. I'm sorry, no. Richard Sherman.
Boom.
Cortez Kennedy.
Yes, Cortez Kennedy was a great offensive lineman. Absolutely.
Earl Flip-Off Pat. What's his name?
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas. Remember when he flipped off the coach and all those Seattle guys?
And they were carrying him off the field after he blew out his friggin' Achilles. Yes.
Kenny Easley and Sean Alexander round out.
There's your Sean Alexander, Bob. All right, moving on. We got 3 left. Tampa Bay's next.
Okay, Tampa Bay. John Lynch, Mike Allstott, Derek Brooks, Rondé Barber, and the lost one, Warren Sapp. Who's heard anything of Warren Sapp?
Where is he? He got caught with that.
He got caught with a hooker in his hotel room in the Super Bowl and never heard from him since.
Yep. He was outcast.
Yep, I went Derek Brooks.
I went Derek Brooks too.
Rondé.
Rondé, huh?
Rondé, yes, Rondé.
Interesting.
Picking off Donovan McNabb at the 6-yard line and taking it back for a touchdown to get him to the Super Bowl. I loved it.
Well, actually, at number 1, Derek Brooks.
Thank you. Sean
Yeah,
Kenny. Brett.
He was money, dude. He was money.
Armando says Testaverde.
Warren Sapp, number 2. Rondé Barber, number 3. Mike Allstott, 4. John Lynch, 5.
I think John Lynch should be higher than that, though.
Honorable mention go to Leroy Selman, Simeon Rice, Warwick Dunn, Levante David, and Mike Evans.
Okay.
Okay.
Last 2. Tennessee's next.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, all of the above.
Who sang that song? Tennessee.
Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
I knew I could count on
This
John.
list is tough.
Yes, this was very tough. It was.
This one was the hardest. This one was probably the hardest one.
Yes, it was.
No.
You guys think so?
No.
No, because I know who John's going to take, but that's okay. It was hard for me.
Yeah, you want to know why I'm going to take?
I think the hardest one was the Washington football team because I ain't never heard of them.
Actually, Tennessee and Washington is.
All right, so Tennessee. Who you got at number one, guys?
Well, what's the list?
Oh, I'm sorry. Earl Campbell, Eddie George, Warren Moon, Steve McNair, and Bruce Matthews.
I went Bruce Matthews. Bob?
I went Earl Campbell.
I said Vince Young.
But it could have been any of the five.
Yes, it could have
I'm
been.
picking Steve McNair.
I knew you would. Yeah, I figured you would. Yeah. I mean, McNair, yeah.
It could have very
You got to
easily.
understand that Steve McNair comes in at number one. Why? Because he's the only Oiler quarterback in franchise history to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yes. So McNair was
Plain
number
and
one.
simple. That gets you right to the top of the fucking list.
I'm surprised Warren Moon wasn't on this
He
list.
didn't win by 1 yard.
Warren Moon wasn't like. Yeah. I mean,
When he was in Houston, Warren Moon was yeah. I mean,
But he fell short against Pittsburgh all the
Yeah.
time.
Anyways.
You know? So anyway,
This is a great
number
CFL
one,
player,
Steve
by the way.
McNair. Number two, Warren Moon. Number three, Earl Campbell. Eddie George at 4, and Bruce Matthews 5. Honorable mention, Chris Johnson, Javon Curse, Keith Bullock, Delaney Walker, and Frank Wycheck.
no White Cheers Johnson. Damn. All right.
EJ2K.
Last but not least, the
Washington football team. I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
Neither do I, man.
Where's the creativity department in
You know
all
what
this?
it is, right? It's what John said a couple weeks ago about that guy buying out all the copyrights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So what they'll do is that this isn't permanent. This is just for this year.
Yeah.
And they're
Until
gonna,
they get it. They'll go.
Yeah,
they'll
until they
work with
figure
the
out
guy.
until they figure out a name, that's what they're
they'll
doing.
work with the guy and pay him off. And
I still say it should have been Washington Team Football WTF.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
Washington.
I digress.
Washington the football.
The Washington Footballers. All right, Sammy Ball, Art Monk, Sean Taylor, John Riggins, Darryl Green.
Darryl Green.
Darryl Green.
Dude, like, he was killed before we ever saw how great he would be.
Sean Taylor?
Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
I agree.
come on.
I agree there, John. Yeah, Sean Taylor is high on the list. I mean, it's sad. It was sad. It was sad.
I don't cry a lot, like when like people I don't know, and
Yeah.
it's like sad. Like, I shed a little tear for Kobe, but Sean Taylor was up there, man. Like
I agree.
dude, like he was like so freaking good. Did you see him hit in a freaking Pro Bowl game? I mean, it was just
He was amazing.
yeah. Anyways, okay, that's my.
And you know what? Sean Taylor finished number 2, but only because of the lack of longevity, I'm sure.
That's it. Yeah, and I'm sure that's it. Yeah.
Which is why Darryl Green finished number 1. He was one of the best
One of the
defensive
best
guys.
quarterbacks to ever play the game.
And one of the fastest ever, too.
He was the fastest man in the NFL for years and years and years.
Yeah,
I was
and
gonna
his-
say
And he was fast even when into his mid to late 30s too.
right, and he was still the fastest guy in the NFL.
Yeah.
And you can probably still outrun motherfuckers today. Anyway,
Yes.
Art
Great
Monk,
beat, boys.
Art Monk at number 3. John Riggins, number 4.
Diesel.
And Sammy Ball, number 5.
Flinging Sammy Ball.
The list that rounds, or the honorable mentions that rounds off all the 32 teams. Sonny Jurgensen, Joe Theismann, Joe Jacoby, Dexter Manley, and Charlie Taylor.
Dexter Cocaine Manley. Holy cow.
Clinton Portis.
Hell of a ball player.
Clinton Portis.
And that, gentlemen, concludes the list of the top players of the 32 NFL teams.
And it is now 8:34, so we're going to end it right there, gentlemen. Okay. John.
I even gave you an extra 4 minutes.
Right. All right. Well, that's the Sports Nerds for one more week. Thanks to my co-host, Elliot, my executive producer, Elliot Big E Lamba.
Very executive.
And John Go himself, my buddy John Olson. We are the Sports Nerds.
John Go.
We are here every Sunday night at 7 o'clock to 8:30. Thanks for coming in, everybody. And we are out. Hit my outro, please.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, come on now. You
Man,
weren't ready?
Mob Deep, man.
You
Mob
wasn't
Deep
ready?
to end the evening.
Hang on. I'm coming.
Mob Sleep.
Oh, you were sleeping on me there, Elliot.
Yeah, I kind of fell asleep. That was what happens when you get to about 59 years of age.
Oh, excuses.
Here we go. Touch. Well, there you have it, Nerd Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we're actually still live to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our hosts, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? John, Bob, and Ken, the three other lovable members of the Ramp Pack, and yes, me, Big E. The entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we want to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for fuck's sake, please wear a fucking mask. You just got hit with a pack rant from the Ramp Pack. And with that, fellas, we are